Hi, John here. In this video I will show you how to create retargeting campaigns for your e-commerce business. Basically, I'm coming from e-commerce, so I will show you how I do it for myself. I will show you a couple of my campaigns and I will also create some campaigns. So you will exactly, see that whole structure that I use to retarget people who didn't purchase, or didn't finish, their checkout. Definitely join Retargeting. It's my Facebook mastermind group. It just started. It's just me and a couple high spending Facebook marketers. And basically, if you will join now in the best moment, you will have direct connection to those marketers and also to me. So join Retargeting now. And also, if you recently got flagged, or well, you might get flagged, definitely download my free ebook. I've wrote it to get you out of the darkness. I'm also going through all these triggers that can make these flags, that can flag your ad account, that can flag your business, and I'm also going through how to restart your promotion, when you get completely flagged. Even your business is banned, your domain is banned, everything is banned, there is no other way out. But actually there is, and I'm going through all these things, what you can do, be able to restart a promotion without always looking at the back, if there's not some Facebook with shotgun, So definitely download my ebook, it will help you to just restart properly everything without getting flagged in 5 minutes after your new campaign launch. Why you should retarget? Well, if you run e-commerce or any other business in the world, you should retarget, because it's free money, and people who don't retarget, they are it's weird, because it's literally money that lie on the ground for you to pick, Difficult is to run acquisition campaign to people that never heard about you, But with the target, you are basically already going back to people who already have something to do with you in last days, So for example, you can retarget people who visited your website, who clicked on your ad, who watched your video, who put something to their cart, who didn't finish checkout, or you can even target people who already purchased something from you in the past, Definitely you need to retarget. Also, I'm sometimes hearing from people that they don't want to retarget too much because there is getting that higher frequency, and Facebook doesn't like when you hit with one ad people 20 times, Bullshit, because I have so high frequency and I never had any problems, People are sub-tabs really pissed. I'm constantly hitting them with my ads, and it really never was any problem, Only thing what's happening is that I'm getting tons of sales from it, So it's kind of important to constantly retarget people day by day, hitting them with your ads, till they cannot even consume it. I would definitely be scared to just constantly hit people with your ads. Let's now check first example. Add to cart. Here I usually target two different audiences, right? First, I always want to target 7-day add to cart because it's kind of important for me, since this is probably the best window, because in 7 days there's a huge chance these people who you already served your ad remember you, so it's very fresh, if you are keep hitting them in that ad, it's still in their brains, it's very fresh. So that's why I 7-day retargeting for add to cart, because it's very, very effective. I always target as well 180 days, because that's kind of same thing for me. Every time when I have 180 days, I can spend most money on it, because 180 days audience always have biggest data in it, So when I have 180 day campaigns, and doesn't matter if it's for add to carts, initiate checkout, or whatever, I can always spend most money on those ad sets. So I can even throw 2,000 or 3,000, for example, for ad set per day, and it will still work, and it will be very, very stable. I will also show you how it looks inside of that ad set, so you can kind of imagine what's going on inside. Okay, so basically you have a couple things, right? First, you can schedule your ad when it's launching, but to be honest, with retargeting campaigns, I don't care what time it is, or whatever, I increase budget when I want, I launch it when I want. It doesn't really matter when you will start your campaigns for retargeting. So you will always set up budget, and basically again based on that budget, it will spend it, through the day. But with retargeting, it's a lot safe, so you can really like spend a lot of money. And even if you will like put there too big budget, there is a huge chance you will just not burn those money, What is important here with retargeting, I usually don't care about age, at all. I just want like from 18 plus, I don't care about genders. Again, I want all genders. I never put there any interests, I just want completely clean audience. Only thing that I actually like select is location. For example, if I have like enough stock in USA, I just spend everything in USA. If I have also like stock in Canada, Australia, I just also like spend in these countries, but I always spend there where I basically have a stock, so I don't have any problems with delivery. With that 7-day add to cart ad set, you can see that I included like 7 days, that add to carts, and I'm excluding 180 days purchases. Basically, I don't want like there are any people who already converted, right? Every time when somebody converted, I just don't want to like retarget them, I already got that conversion, so I don't want to like keep them bothering with my ads, With 180 days add to cart at retargeting ad set is like very similar. Basically, I include 180 days, right? And then I exclude that 7-day data, because I don't want these people to like these two ads like fight with each other and overlap, because these audiences are not so huge, I mean, even if you're like spending lots of money, there is like huge chance that 7-day audience will just have like a couple thousand people in it, and I just don't want these two audiences to like fight, I want that 180 days basically target everybody from like those seven days add to carts and over that, and I want 7-day add to carts just target 7-day add to carts. So I always like try to exclude that like smaller audience in that bigger, like window audience. And again, I also exclude those 180 days purchases because, well, it makes sense, right? You don't want to always like retarget people who already purchased from you. And it's basically kind of like same thing for like all of these audiences. For example, with ads, I'm always a little bit like more creative. Well, when I'm having like, for example, 2 ads per ad set in normal acquisition campaign, I don't even care with retargeting. So for example, with retargeting, I can have like 5 or like 6 different creatives in retargeting, It's kind of like interesting because I'm like running like the whole year, even creatives that are made for Christmas, that are made for Black Friday, and nobody cares, These people still like convert through these ads. I never like switch it off, So I'm like running like Christmas ads like all year, and nobody really cares. It still converts. You can even run like these super outdated ads and people will still convert in retargeting. Let's now check video views retargeting. This kind of retargeting, I don't even know if it's like retargeting because it's something for me between, it's a very, very special campaign. It's something for me between retargeting and normal acquisition because you get so many views. It's brutal. You will have like millions of views, if you just spend like a couple money. So for me, it's almost like another like normal audience, So I always target 95% views in last 180 days. That's kind of like very important for me. Then I target always 75% in last 180 days, 50% in last 180 days. Then I target 25% in last 180 days. And then I target also like 10-second audience and 3-second audience, all in last 180 days. Basically, that's what I do every time when I'm testing product. Like sometimes a lot of these ad sets, like with these kind of audiences, might not work for retargeting, but that's also like product from product for me. But when it works, you can just like throw some money there, just leave it, and it will work like for weeks, and it can handle like huge budgets, these views. It's so awesome. I just love like retargeting views because you can really like push there like tons of money. You don't even need, if you have like limited budget, sometimes you don't even need to run like acquisition, like normal acquisition. You can put more money to retargeting for views and it will make like a lot more, than like normal acquisition. I just love views, it's like so great, With views, I'm using sometimes like all these like different type of creatives for normal retargeting, but sometimes I just throw there like normal acquisition ads, that I'm using. This like works for me as well when I just throw there like one ad set with two ads, that I'm also using in acquisition that they basically these people already watched, before that video. And yeah, it's like working, and it's huge and it's always growing with those audiences inside. Basically, again, I have that here at 95% audience, and I'm excluding those 180 days of purchases. That's basically same like through all my retargeting. Just these audiences that I include are different. But again, here like I use all genders, all ages, like from 18. Don't be even scared to combine locations, right? So even if you have like stock in Australia, New Zealand, Canada, United States, you can just like combine it. I'm doing it like all the time and I never had any problem, right? So usually I really like target all these like 4 countries together, even with normal acquisition, and it works. So don't be scared about that. Let's now check campaign for clicks. Basically, here you can also like go hard, you can target website clicks with like 180 days data, 7 days data, 14 days data. You can really like be very creative here. And again, it's all about testing. So you need to test what really works for you, what works for an ad account, what works for a product. You can start this whenever you want, and here you can see that I have in custom audiences included that 7 days, audience, and I'm again excluding 180 days. In 180 days ad set, I have that 180 days custom audience. I am trying to exclude 180 days of purchases, and I'm also like excluding 7 days. Also, it's very important that you have custom audience for that every specific product, right? Don't use just like one custom audience with data from all products, just always try to exclude those specific products, because for example, I don't care if somebody purchased from me product 1 and I'm then trying to like get him to buy product number 2. I just care only if I'm like not overlapping audiences with one product specifically. So I don't want like people from product 1 still keep getting ads from product 1 after they purchase, right? But it's okay to just like hit with your ads people who already purchased from me with different product. That's like fine. I have like a lot of these like purchases from people, who already like made sale with me. You can also create a campaign for initiate checkouts. Basically, it's like same thing like creating campaign for those add to carts, You can also like even retarget your email list, right? You will just like pick that email list, you will load it in Facebook, create custom audience from it, and then you will throw ads from some different product than that people purchased before, So you can retarget with different products, people who already purchased something from you. So that's also like very like good way for it. Definitely check my previous video about lookalike audiences, because that's like very close to this, to retargeting. So you will see how to kind of like work with lookalike audiences, and I'm also like talking there a lot more about those views and how I work with those views. So definitely watch that, and also like join Federation. Now it's the best time. Download my ebook. Okay, I will see you in next video. Bye.